Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sidetrack here, bringing you episode 7 in my Let's Play series. Um, so last time we made some cool machines, we made a bit of a sorting system. It's very rudimentary, just kind of sends things into barrels. If they're an ore, they go into this bucket, and if they're anything else, I actually added this on just a minute ago, they go into a variety of other chests. And there's no real sorting system. I could have gone through and actually specified, what I wanted to go in here, but this is going to be changing shortly, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I just want to make sure there's plenty of space. So why might we want an automatic sorting system? Well, we're going to make an automated mining system today. At least it's going to be mostly automated. Kind of depends on how I feel. So in order to do that, there are a couple things that I want to get set up. Now, there's something that I've wanted to make for a while that I never quite got around to it. I'm missing something here. Let's see, I'm going to make myself which one is it? The miner's backpack. Now, the miner's backpack, I need a chest. Alright, so get myself a chest really quick. And I think we can just click it in there. Very cool. Now the miner's backpack is pretty cool. It lets you essentially make I'm not going to have enough to make a digger's backpack as well. Oh well. Essentially what it does is any ores that you grab will automatically be sucked into this backpack, and it's got a 15 slot. It's got 15 slots, so can't complain about that. Gives you 15 extra slots. At some point, I'm going to have to get more string and make ourselves a digger's backpack, because the digger's backpack will let us put all of our, cobble and things like that automatically in it, which is good because my inventory gets awfully filled up with stuff like that. All right, so what we want to do is I want to find a nice place to set up kind of an automatic mining area. And what I want to do is actually attach this automatic mining area to my base. Hey, cool. So we can actually mine these really quick, and you can see how the mining backpack works. So if we hit it, E, you notice they're not in here. It's because they automatically go into the miner's backpack. So it's very cool. Lets you keep track of all of your ores. Very nice. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of head on down. We're going to mine, enlarge this a little bit on the way back up. But what I want to do is get down to a fairly low level. I hate this stuff. Do I have a shovel on me? Of course I don't. Because who would be silly enough to have a shovel on them? I need to make myself it's like a spade, not a spade, it's an excavator from, alright, you know what, this is taking forever. I will be back shortly once I have dug this whole thing out. And we're back. So I've dug myself a straight shot down to level 12, as you can see underneath my minimap. I am feeling pretty good about this hole. I mean, even if this doesn't turn into anything great, because I've already found 14 diamonds and a bunch of other stuff. I actually went back up to the surface and made myself a digger's backpack because I was running out of space and I needed to make one for a while. So the digger's backpack's pretty easy. It's just pretty much the same thing as a miner's backpack, but stone here instead of iron. So we're going to head back up to the surface and make a couple more things. Be right back. Alright folks, we're back upstairs. Now, ultimately, what we're going to do is down that long hallway, we're going to put a mining turtle. And coming from down there to up here, we need to have a way to get the ores up here into our system so they can get sorted and processed and whatnot. So the logical and sane person would probably just extend an item duct. However, I'm not exactly logical, nor am I exactly sane. Well, actually, I'm very logical, but I'm not exactly sane. So what I want to do, because I like to use as many mods as possible to accomplish any task, I'm actually going to use Railcraft, and I'm going to use a train to carry them up here. So to further that ends, we have to make a couple of blocks, because if you take a look at, say, track, If you have Railcraft installed, it's not easy to make anymore. You have to have some wooden rail beds, which is why we made the creosote oil before, because you need creosote oil. And you need to have these rails. Rails need to be made in a rolling machine. So we're going to have to make a couple things. I suppose we'll start off by making a rolling machine. And another thing we probably want to make is some steel, because steel will get you 16 rails and iron will just get you 10. So if we go ahead and type in rolling machine, we're going to need 4 pistons, iron, crafting table. Let me go gather those and I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got our rolling machine right here. Go ahead and create that. Now the rolling machine is going to need Buildcraft power. Since we don't have Buildcraft power, we've got thermal expansion power. We're kind of in luck because it actually auto converts, which is very handy. Now this is ultimately not where I want this to be. And actually, let me go ahead and take it upstairs. Sometimes I don't use my brain very well. Let's go ahead and slide this. So after some further thinking, I'm going to put my rolling machine right here. And but have to connect it to some power. However, I'm not going to connect it all the way because your rolling machine will actually use constant power. So if I go ahead and connect it, you can see that it's going to start to fill up and it actually drains a little bit. So if I undo this, you can see that the power is slowly draining. Since I don't want to continuously drain my energy cell, I'm not going to leave it powered until I need it. Alright, so I can go ahead and disable this too, because I don't want it to export. So we need to make some steel. And in order to make steel, you're going to need a couple things. You need some pulverized carbon. If I can find a recipe. You're going to need 2 pulverized coal, so coal dust, and 1 iron. Well, iron is easy to get, and we are in luck because so is the pulverized coal. We're going to go ahead and let's take it over to this one. Run over here. This is why we have multiple places set up. And go figure, I don't have any made pre. But we'll just grab a couple of these. Give it a minute. And I'll be right back. Alright, so we've got a stack, and we're working on another stack of coal. We need to take these, stick them in our induction smelter along with some iron, and then we have to wait for these to make coal. So, until they're done, be right back. Alright, so we've got half a stack of coal, or steel. Let's go ahead and get started. So, bring them over to the rolling machine, set them up one on either side, and well, I suppose I ought to... There we go. Evens it out, which is kind of nice. Got to connect the power. And it's off to the races. So it's producing power, or it's using power, producing standard rails. Very cool. So we can take these standard rails, and what we're going to actually need to do is we're going to have to set them up in our crafting window like so. And we're going to have to get the rest of them when they come out right here. Let's go ahead and disable that power and go ahead and add these rails to this. The next thing we're going to need is we need to make beds. What on earth did I just... Oh, great. Okay, we're back. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty there, but here we go. So we need to make ourselves a bit of these rail beds. And the wooden rail beds require wooden ties, and wooden ties need creosote oil. And what I could do is just, bucket creosote oil, craft, bucket, craft, bucket, craft. But that would get old very, very quickly, and I would get tired of clicking. So what we're going to actually use is this awesome block from Minecraft Reloaded called the Liquid Crafter. So this allows you to make anything that is got liquid in the recipe right in the crafting window, and it's very useful. But in order to get this, I actually need to get myself some plastic sheets. Now, plastic sheets come from raw plastic, and raw plastic comes from rubber. So we can find ourselves an industrial craft tree, or we can find ourselves a Mine Factory Reloaded tree and get raw rubber and smelt it. So let me go see what I can find, and I'll come back when I do. Alright, welcome back. Here's one of the trees that we are looking for. This is actually the rubber tree from Mine Factory Reloaded. I'm going to go ahead and use my handy dandy lumber axe on it and chop it all down in one go. And I'm also going to use my sickle that I made. It's a sapphire sickle, pretty simple to make, to chop down all of the, oh boy. So, you notice I'm flying. I'm actually, in my exploration, I'm a bat. So I'm using Morph Fun Mod, as long as you have plenty of food. Alright, let's chop this one down. So here's another one I found. Oh, come here, you. Die. Oh, stupid flaming. Alright. It's raining sheep! Hallelujah! I don't think that works so well. Grab that experience. Alright. Looked like there's another one over here. So I'm going to go grab a couple of these. And you will notice that as you destroy them, they actually drop raw rubber, and they drop the rubber wood. You know, the rubber wood, it doesn't make as many planks as you might like, but you can smelt it into charcoal, which is usually what I use it for. If we had an extractor, and at some point we're going to have to get one, we could actually extract it for rubber. But since we don't do that right now, I don't know, I might save it. I'll think about it. But I'm going to chop down a couple more of these and meet you back at the base. Alright, and after much searching, and it took me quite a while to find it, this is your industrial craft tree. And this is going to get us, if I can speak, it's going to get us industrial craft rubber. Now, do I see? Yes. So this is a, basically it's a tap, and you would use a rubber tap to extract it. However, I'm just going to chop the whole thing down because I want to try and get some saplings to replant it later. Again, meet you back at the base. And we're back. So I threw a bunch of my raw rubber into this top redstone furnace. I actually changed the configuration so it would dump straight down into this lower redstone furnace. And we've got rubber that is working its way over here. Now, it'll get here in a second. Actually, we've got enough right here. So we've got some raw plastic that we are going to use to make our liquid crafter. Now our liquid crafter needs 3 plastic sheets. Each plastic sheet is going to be made from a couple of those guys. And let's go ahead and clear this out of here. Plastic sheets coming right up. Oops. Alright, so we needed 3 plastic sheets. I don't remember what else we needed. 2 buckets. We're going to have to make ourselves some buckets. Oh, and a Mine Factory Reloaded machine block. So we're going to need some more plastic sheets. So let's do this. More sheets. 2 buckets. We're going to need some stone. Let's take one of these. One more. Alright, so. And we need 2 frames. So I've got the leather. I'm pretty excited about this. I really like the liquid crafter. It's a really cool block. No, what are we missing? Oh, we actually have to. No, made the frames. The crafting table. Duh. And I think if you haven't played with the liquid crafter yet, you will definitely be a convert because it's a really cool block. All right, so we're gonna put the liquid crafter right here. And it will automatically start filling up with creosote oil because I already configured this to come on down and around. Now, at some point, we're going to have to replace these reinforced tanks with maybe something really big, like a big iron tank from Railcraft, or maybe use some of the cool open blocks from, open tanks from open blocks. Not sure yet. But right now, we've got our liquid crafter. Now, there's one more thing we're going to need to do to make this work. Now, what we need for our rails Let's go ahead and show you. We're going to need some slabs and then a creosote oil. So if you try and make the slabs, you can't actually pull them out of the inventory. The way you have to work this, do I have... Nope, need one. Alright, so what you need to do for the liquid crafter is you actually have to give it a redstone signal. So give it a redstone signal, and it makes some slabs. So you sit here and go like this, and for something like the slabs, it's kind of silly. Why would you need to do that for slabs when you could just put it in your crafting window? Which I totally agree with. However, for our creosote, or our wooden ties, whatever we're going to call them, you actually need to do it this way. So this will make us one tie, and if we go ahead and click on this several times, you can see that it makes a wooden tie. So I hope you recognize how much easier it is just to do this than it is to scoop a bucket, put it in the crafting window, make a tie. Scoop a bucket, crafting window, tie, and so forth. But maybe it's just me. Alright, so going to make some ties, and we actually want to make a couple more than this. And it's good that we have all this creosote oil because we're using quite a bit of it. Not that we don't have plenty. Oh, we are out of... Okay. So I'm going to go make myself... Where am I going? Some more of these. I'm going to have more ties than I know what to do with. Alright. Let's click these for a bit. 17, 21. Alright. 5 more. And let's do 2, 3 more. Alright. So this will make us just enough ties for our track. There we go. We've got more track that I'm going to know what to do with for quite some time. And I suppose I'm probably going to need some powered track as well, some booster track. And for the booster track, we need to make some slightly more advanced rails. So I'm going to go ahead and gather the material, I'll run them through the rolling machine, and I'll be back in a few. Alright, so set up our advanced rails in the crafting window, and got a bunch of booster tracks. More than I need. Okay, so I went ahead and made myself a crowbar. Pretty easy, just some red dye and some iron. There are a couple of varieties of it. You know, you can get reinforced if you make steel. It just lasts longer. And the next thing I want to make is this cargo drop-off rail and a cargo pickup rail. Both of these are from Mine Factory Limited. So we're going to need a couple more plastic sheets and a detector track. Detector tracks, we need some standard rails, wooden rail beds, pressure plate, and a redstone. So I'm going to need to make 4 more of these. Pressure plate, I'm going to need, was it 2? Yeah. 2 of those. And where do I have all my standard rails? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And move those out of here. Okay. So I remember how to do this correctly. Oh, I already had some wooden rail beds. Oh well. Whoop. Alright. Did I do that right? No, of course not. Standard rail bed. There we go. Just shift click it. Alright. So we need some more plastic sheets. Plastic sheets are up top. So raw plastic, plastic sheets. Let's go ahead and make 8 of them. And we're going to need ourselves some more wood so we can make 2 chests. And now can I, whoops, just click that in there. One for here. And I'm missing some more plastic sheets. Make more of those. Cargo pickup, cargo drop off. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and head on downstairs and start putting this stuff together. Pretty much what I'm going to do here, and I always mess up on tracks. What I wanted to do is I want the train to come up here to unload and the items to get put away in that direction. So let's go ahead and do this. From my memory, I think you need to do one booster every 3? Is that right? I might be able to do it in one more. Be right back. Alright, here I am at the bottom of my newly constructed rail bed. Essentially what I do is I have double, and then I do 2 and 1 booster, and then 2 regular and 1 booster, and I do that all the way up. You know, the boosters need the redstone signal, and this seems to work fairly well. I am not 100% convinced that it's the best way to do it, so if you've got a better way, please feel free to let me know. What I'm going to use down at the bottom is I'm going to use the cargo pickup rail at the bottom, and what I want to do is have it kind of return all on its own. So we're going to do this so it'll swing by, hit the cargo pickup rail, pick up the cargo, bounce off here, and then should return, hopefully, all on its own. And you know what, now that I'm thinking, well, we'll see how it goes. I may need to add some more booster tracks at the bottom, and I'll meet you at the top. Alright, here we are at the top. At the top, we're going to put a cargo drop-off rail, and we're going to have to add a chest here and add some stuff. So let's go make a chest really quick. Alright, making some chests. We're going to actually need a couple of chests. We're going to need a chest at the top, a chest at the bottom, and then we're going to need 4 chests for the mining program that I want to use. So we'll stick one here. We'll come all the way down, and you can kind of get a nice long view, or a nice view of my nice long tunnel. I probably had to wall that in at some point. Some zombies have been making their way up to my base, and I don't like that very much. And we're going to stick another chest right here. Now, the mining program that I want to use, and we have to make ourselves a mining turtle, is actually going to use a chest there, a chest here, and a chest up there. Alright, so we're going to have our chest cart that is going to go down, and yeah, it should work. Go all the way up, drop stuff off, and come back. So let's try and see how this works. We'll put a chest in there, maybe some raw plastic, and as long as things are going correctly, and something is wrong. Go figure. So we'll take a look at this, and my guess is that I forgot to put a rebound at the top. I did. Get down from there. Go ahead and break that. Pop a stone on top. And in a second, here we go. It's coming back up. Let's see if it's got cargo. There we go. Very cool. So this is just going to go back and forth between these two. And at some point, I'll probably set something up a little bit different so that it only goes when that chest down there is full. But for now, it's going to head back and forth. And since I'm the only one playing right now, that really shouldn't cause any lag. I imagine if I had a million trains going all at once, it would not be so cool. Okay, so next thing we have to make is we've got to make ourselves a mining turtle. Alright, so glass pane. Gotta remember how to make these things. Gotta make ourselves a computer monitor. And then we've got to make ourselves a turtle. And the turtle needs, and let's see, we have to make a mining turtle, which is just a regular turtle. Okay, we need that chest. Did I pick it up? No, of course I didn't. I left it downstairs. Be right back. Alright, so making a turtle. Got our iron, got our computer, got our chest, got our turtle. Now we're going to make a mining turtle, so we need to have a diamond pickaxe. Now you put the diamond pickaxe with the regular turtle, and you get a mining turtle. Pretty cool. Now this mining turtle needs a couple things to be powered. We're going to start it off for right now with just some coal. I kind of hate to waste the coal, but that's okay. And then we're going to need to make a bunch of torches. And I've got a couple right here. Torches. Now we need to get a couple of blocks that basically they're ignore blocks. So they're blocks that the mining turtle is not going to mine. I don't want it to mine stone. I don't want it to mine dirt. I don't want it to mine gravel. It shouldn't encounter any sand down there. But I also don't want it to mine regular old oak wood. You know, maybe I'll risk it. Maybe I'll only have... I feel like I'm missing something. Let me think about it. And I'll run down, set up the turtle, and then I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back at the bottom. So we're going to put the turtle right in the center of these boxes. And you're going to set it in the direction that you want it to start going. So we want it to go in that direction, so we face it in that direction. So what we need to do is right-click on our turtle. And this is not my program. So let me say that again. This is not my program. This is written by... Oh, I can't pronounce the guy's name, but I will provide a link probably right about now. And to install the program, you're just going to do pastebin get this stuff, hit enter, and it's going to go and grab this program. So we're going to type in startup, and it's going to download all the necessary files, which is awesome. So much more than I could ever figure out. Well, at least in the next 20 years. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to edit the config file. So edit config. And this program I really like because it's got all of these basically things that you can configure. So you can configure the number of levels. How many levels do you want this to mine? The number of tunnels. We actually only want it to mine 3 tunnels. 1, 2, yes, 3 tunnels. The number of shafts, basically how far do you want it to dig? How many levels do you want it to skip? So if you're having multiple levels and you want to skip the first 3, you can do that. How many tunnels to skip? How many shafts to skip? Direction of next level, so if you want to dig up or dig down. Whether you want to go left or right. Height of the tunnels, space in between, how many blocks. So let's see. And I do want it to place torches. So I'm going to change this to, ooh, if I can, T-R-U-E, true. Is there a single drop-up chest? Now, there are a couple different ways to set this up. Wow, I can't talk, T-R-U-E, and type apparently. And we are going to have, yes, there's a single drop-off chest, because there's another way to do it where you basically have 4 sets of these chests. Circle of the radius, does it need to dig the sides? No, I don't want to dig the sides. Number of blocks on the ignore list. We have 3 because we're going to use dirt, gravel, and stone. Does the turtle require fuel to operate? Some mods do not require turtles to have fuel. I'm pretty sure this one does, but we will find out. A lot of different things you can mess with. Fuel drop down. Turtle item drop. Direction of the torches is to the right. Direction of the ignore blocks is to the left. Very cool. Hit control, save it, control, exit. Now we need to put the ignore blocks in the right hand slot. So these are the blocks that the turtle will not mine. And I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm forgetting something. But these are the big ones. We'll figure it out. We are going to put our torches in the right slot. And then we need to put some fuel in the top slot. For now, we're going to use coal. We're going to set something up probably next episode where we use lava, since I have a nice supply of lava right here. But for now, this should work. This chest down below is where it's going to drop off all of its items. So very cool. So now what we're going to do is we can just type in. Now, if you were going to run this program normally, you would just type in dig and extract. And you know what? Sure. We'll go ahead and do that. Excavate. I said extract, but it's dig and excavate. And so what the turtle is going to do, it's going to start running its startup program. It's going to check this one. It's going to get the ignore blocks in just a second. Oh, torches first. And then it's going to get the ignore blocks. And then it's going to get fuel itself up. And then, in a moment, it is going to take off. And we have it doing 3 different tunnels. So it's going to come, gotta get out of the way. It's going to come straight out, and it's going to start looking for things to mine. Oh, found some torches. It's going to start knocking those down. I suppose I'm going to need to put some more torches around. And let's see, where's a good place to put it? This should be pretty safe. And it's just going to come straight out from here. And let me grab this torch and stick it over here. And it's just going to start digging out in this general direction. Now we told it to do a 3-tunnel high, so it's only trying to go up 3 tunnels, but the gravel keeps falling on its head, so. Very cool. We will come back and check on this later. It's going to come and drop everything back in the chest, and this is going to get sucked up. So we need to add some item ducts upstairs, and I'll be right back. Alright, so adding some item ducts. Let's just go straight up here. And this way, set this to extract. And of course that redstone signal is not going to reach. I suppose I'll just have to drop another thing down. Very cool. So anything that goes in here is going to get extracted upwards, and it should end up getting sorted and processed and sent to wherever it needs to go. Very cool. I should mention that I actually fiddled with this, and so I've got coal will go automatically into the coke oven. Only coal will go in there because that's the only thing that the coke oven will accept. And coke comes out the other side. Very cool. So I'm very excited to see this start to bring in stuff. You'll find that this, once it kind of digs out a little bit, we'll go down and visit it and see how far it goes. One thing I will mention that you want to make sure that you don't shut down your game while your turtle is in the middle of mining, because sometimes there's, it'll stop the program, and then the turtle will have to pick up from where it left off, and then which means you have to move it back and reprogram it, and it's a whole hassle. Just be aware. You also want to make sure that it stays in a loaded chunk. If it comes out of a loaded chunk, it will obviously stop working. Just one of those things that computer craft, it's just the way computer craft is. But I still like it a lot. I like it more than a quarry because I don't have a giant hole in the ground. Alright, so we've got that set up. It'll come funneling up to here. I feel like there's something I needed. What else? Something else I wanted to do. Let me think. Well, we're pushing a little bit past 30 minutes, and I'll try to keep the episodes under that because I feel that longer than that your attention span might wane. The 5 of you that watch this, good for you. And so actually what I want to do is go down and check out our turtle. I made a nice portal down to it. Our turtle is waiting for something. He's waiting for torches. Ran out of torches. And so he is going to just kind of chill here until I put more torches in. But I'm not going to do that right now because I want to show you this. So you can see what the turtle does. As he goes down, he digs this great tunnel down the middle, and then it starts bringing down shafts on either side. You can see that the shafts actually get longer and longer as you get farther away from the source, because what he's going to end up doing, if you had him building 4 tunnels, he would actually build a big square. So this would connect, and then you'd turn and go that way for a while, and then you'd turn and go this way, and you'd end up back at here if you kept going around. And each one gets progressively bigger, like I said. So you go 3 blocks, and it cuts a tunnel, and then what it'll do after it finishes cutting all these tunnels, and maybe by next video I'll be able to show you this, he goes back and he mines all the sides. So he'll go down here and he'll say, oh, look, this is not on my ignore list. Let me mine. And he'll go in here and say, oh, wait, that's not on my ignore list. And then he'll start mining all of this stuff out. He won't do that. And it works really well. I think it's a really good program. And it really doesn't miss many ores, which is pretty cool. But he will ignore all of this, stone. and any other block you put on his ignore list, which makes it very, very cool because you don't end up with a bunch of useless scrap that you don't want. You only get the stuff you need. So that's going to do it for today. What I do want to do is next go around, we need to work on automating our fuel supply for here, because you can see that we've got plenty of redstone energy, even though stuff has been going through and processing it just because this is a giant fuel cell. But we are going to need some way to automatically generate the correct fuel for these two engines. And so we'll work on that. We'll work a little more on automating, making automatic torches for our, well, maybe, getting fuel for it, because it's going to run out of fuel, and so you don't have to babysit your little mining turtle. But that'll be next go around, and we'll probably play with some other things. I don't know. I'll try and think about it. But until then, this is Sidetrack signing off. Take it easy, folks.